Suppose you have your cloud infrastructure all set up nicely, and you'd like to know when a swap occurs. By swap, I'm talking about the concept of blue-green deployment. So you have a staging slot. Slot is a term that's used in Azure, for example, and you have a production slot. And you'd like to know when code is deployed to staging, and then when it's warmed up, and switched over so that staging becomes prod and prod becomes staging. Wouldn't that be nice? Well, today I want to talk about a new skill that you can use in Abbot just for that. My previous videos on Abbot have been about really fun things like sparkles, but the name of my company is A Serious Business Inc., so it probably makes sense for us to show some serious work here. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to Packages and find the Cloud Event package. This is the new skill that I wrote for subscribing to cloud events in Azure Event Grid. But the nice thing about this skill is it supports the CNCF, I have to say that slowly because of all these consonants together, cloud event specification. And it turns out that a lot of cloud providers support this specification. And it would be fairly easy then to update this skill to support events from all the different providers such as AWS, Google Cloud, whatnot. However, I only had time to support the one I'm using, but I do plan on supporting multiple ones. So let me walk you through how we go about this. First thing you do is you click Install the package. This gives you an opportunity to review the code, and you can hit Command M in a Mac or F11 on Windows and get a full screen view now. That's a new feature. And I'm going to go ahead and create a skill in ours from the package. Now, when you install a skill from the package, you will get update notifications down at the bottom here if there's new versions of the package. However, if you can still change the package, it just means that updates, if you accept an update, it will overwrite your changes. So you want to be really careful about that. Down the road, we'll add updates, the ability for updates to patch yours if possible, to do like basically a merge resolution. But now that I have this skill installed, let's attach it to a chat room. So we're going to go to my auths room here, and Abbott has a skill named attach. And what that means is that we're going to attach that skill to the room so that HTTP requests to the skill will report to the room. Attach cloud event. So we call these HTTP triggers. So you can see Abbott tells us, oh, the cloud event is now attached to this channel, and visit this URL to get the secret URL to call this skill. Okay, here's the secret URL. I'm not going to show it to you. I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. And now let's go create an event subscription. And this is our actual Abbott infrastructure. So here I'm going to choose a location. Oh, actually, these are for filters. I'm going to just click New Event Subscription. And let's call it Abbott Web Deployed. Now, the important thing here is the default choice here is Event Grid Schema. That's their Microsoft's proprietary one, but we want to choose Cloud Event Schema 1.0. That's the public standard. And then for topic types, let's choose App Services. I'm going to pick my subscription, my resource group, and eventually Abbott Web. So this is the website that runs ab.bot. And it has two deployment slots, staging and production. And so what I want to know is, actually tell me when the app's updated. I'm going to uncheck these because I don't support these events yet. And tell me when the slots swap. Okay, it's hard for me to say that physically. So what that means is let me know when you've deployed to stage, and then let me know when you switch from staging to production. And then for the endpoint type, we're going to choose webhook. And now select an endpoint. Do you remember that trigger URL? We're going to paste it there. Oh no, you can see the secret URL. Well, don't worry. I'll delete this by the time this video is published. And I'll go ahead and click confirm selection and hit create. And let's switch back to Slack. And you can see here that the cloud event handles the validation handshake. So now we know that cloud event is now attached to the channel. And in fact, and we validated that eventgrid.azure.net may deliver cloud events to this channel. So if I go to cloud event, actually let's do help cloud event because let's see the usage. I can see, there it is, Abbot cloud event list. I can see what origins, which sites. That first entry is a bug. Ignore that for now. I'll fix that by the time you see this. But we can see that we have one trigger that has subscriptions. And let's pick that one. And these are the webhooks allowed to post to this eventgrid.azure.net. Very cool. So now the next step is we have the subscribe, it's all set. Let's deploy a change to the site. And I'm going to do a little trick to just force a deployment. We're going to bump the version in this file. So we're going to go to 7.15 bump version for the YouTube. Okay, now that's going to take a little time to deploy. You can see here, this is all starting. But what we're going to do is we're going to sit in the ops room and just watch these events come in. Oh, look at that. We got one event just popped in. Now that's swapping from stage to production starting. So now we'll just wait for the next message where it completes. And there we go. The swap from production completed. We see we went from 7.14 to 7.15. Isn't that pretty cool? Now, one other thing about this skill is you can take a look and see what requests have happened. So, for example, let's say you get something and it didn't recognize it, like some, maybe you tried to update the script, you wanted to handle a new event. So here we can see the last 5 requests here. So options is the handshake, the validation handshake according to the spec. And then we can take a look at Abbot log 5 to see the specific details of that, the headers and the request body. I may have to blur this out if I actually do this. Oh, whoops. Cloud event log 5. Okay, and we can see all kinds of useful information, including the content of the request. I don't think there's anything secret in there, but there is stuff here that I probably don't want you to see. Anyways, I hope you found this useful. You can install this skill today. It's in the Abbot Package Manager, and you can start getting Azure Event Grid and other cloud provider events into your chat platform. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to smash that like button.